Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. Lately, I've been thinking I need to get into my craft room and reorganize it. And then we had a little bit of a plumbing issue where we had to tear a hole in the wall in that room, which in order to do that, we had to take apart all the built-ins. So guess what? This is probably the best time to really start organizing that room since it's a mess and it's all pulled apart anyway. I want to go and when we put everything back together again, I want a new countertop. So I've got to go shopping for that. But right now, one of the things I need to do is start going through my beads. And I'm going to start with all my purple beads. So the way I organize my beads is by color, mostly. Now I have all my wooden beads in one area. I have all my seashells in one area, all my crystals kind of in an area. And when I color code my beads, I save these little containers that we get from when we go shopping at the giant box stores. This one was actually in Andy's Candies that we had quite some time ago. I just keep them. I have the lids to them. But they make really good containers to put your beads in, and you can see the colors through them. The first thing I want to do is just pull everything out of this container. And most of it are in plastic Ziploc bags, but some of them are not. Move all this aside. And we're going to start with these. I remember when I got these, I actually made a really neat necklace to go with a skirt and top with these beads. And I think these are just, well, it says shell bead strand. So they're just probably some type of a dyed shell. And then I have some of these. And they are, it says Bead Bone Beige, Painted Fan. You could just put them on a strand and just leave them at that. And I've got quite a few of these that I inherited years ago. Here's some more. These actually, I think, broke. Or maybe they just fell off the card. I need to do something with those. Now here's some Swarovski crystals. I actually need to put this in with all my other crystals. And these, I think they're mostly acrylic beads. And I do have a special place for acrylic beads. I don't use acrylic a lot, but I do use them sometimes. So these need to actually go with my acrylics. And I believe these are some more acrylic beads. Yeah. They're good acrylic beads. They're not cheap. And then I have this bag of a little bit of everything. I need to separate it out. It's good to do this every now and then just to see what you have and then to kind of separate things back out. Now as I look through here, I see some green beads, little chips. I think these are probably aventurine. So I need to pull them out and put them in a baggie, and they need to go with my green stash. And then I have a lot of these little chips. And I'm not really for sure what they are. They're probably just a quartz that's been dyed. I know they're not an amethyst. Even though they kind of have a purple tint to them, they're not an amethyst. Put them in their own little bag. And then these, I'll probably just put in a bag all by themselves. They're just little tiny faceted crystal beads. Have these purple Hishi beads. Those are pretty. Now I have a strand of these glass beads. Looks like I was in the middle of making something with them. We have some hemp and then they're just knotted. I'm going to just keep them this way, but instead of putting them back into my purple stash, I'm going to put it in some of my unfinished or needs to be taken apart jewelry. This next container is just a bunch of amethyst chips. I'm going to set these aside because I think I do have some amethyst in here that are just floating around. We've got some of these really pretty sea glass purple beads. And then we have some of these little seed beads. I'm actually going to put this in with my seed bead stash. That is in a whole separate place. And then we have these really pretty beads. And we have a bunch of these mixed amethyst beads. These are real big, chunky. I think they have holes in them. Oh, maybe not. So these would probably just need to be wired. But I have a whole big old bag full of them. Well, that one's got a hole in it. Actually, that's not the same bead. Put that back. Aren't these pretty? Look at that. And see, that would be easy to wire. So these will actually go in with my crystal rocks, since they're really technically not beads. And here's some more mixes of stuff. Oh wow. I think this was going to be a project and I just didn't get to it. But these are really pretty. Whoops, I'm sorry for that loud noise. I've actually seen quite a few of you use these beads before. So we'll put these in a bag all on their own. And then we've got some spring rings. I need to put those in a different area. I remember these beads. I think I may only have this only one left. They were some of my favorites. And then these flower beads need to go separately. Let's see what's in this bag. All right, we have a little bit of everything in here. We've got these are probably just dyed purple rocks, stones. And then we have these glass purple. And then, looks like a little lampwork bead there. And another little lampwork bead. Is that a butterfly? No, it's just a, yeah, it is a butterfly. And I actually have a butterfly stash, so I'm going to put that with my butterflies. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them here. Got 3 butterflies. So that needs to go in with my butterflies. And the rest of these are little seed beads. I have a lot of these really pretty I think they're glass beads. One thing that when I was first starting to get my bargain bead box and a lot of these different subscriptions, I was not putting them, when I put them away, I just put them away. But lately what I've been doing is actually labeling them because I can't remember what everything is. And actually when I look at these beads, they're not exactly the same. So I'm going to have to put them in 2 separate bags. Now here's an example of what I'm talking about. So these beads came from a bargain bead box. And so what I did is I actually put a little piece of paper in there of what exactly they are. They're 8mm, semi-round, faceted dyed crackle agate. Now I probably would have known this was crackle agate by looking at it, but who knows, sometimes, you know, I forget things or can't remember things. But a lot of this stuff I would not know what it was unless I labeled it. Now I think these are quartz, but I'm not sure, but they're kind of a lavender color, so those will go in there. I've got some purple glass beads there. Aren't those pretty? Now I do have some amethyst and some amethyst chips. And I have some more amethyst. These I think were, let me see, what were they? No, these actually came in a bargain bead box. And they do have holes in them. I believe on the top somewhere. Yes. So they're up here. And they would make some fun earrings. You have to kind of match them as best you can. They're not going to be a perfect match. Here's some more amethyst chips. These are really, really tiny. And then I have some more little tiny amethyst beads and some little bigger amethyst beads. I've got quite a bit of amethyst. And these are really pretty. Most of these probably came from Bargain Bead Box. I really like these. They're very unusual shape, even though they're a chip. And I have some crackle agates. Aren't those pretty? And then I have some more that are a little bit bigger. They're crackle agate dyed and heated. I know these came from Bargain Bead Box. Now these did not come from Bargain Bead Box. They came from Puerto Rico, but they are a type of agate. I made a piece with this not long ago. I love the different colors. We have purple, and then we have the golden brown in there, and the lavenders. That's a really pretty piece. Now this is always interesting. Again, I labeled it. I would not have remembered what this was. 6mm matte agate rainbow iris is what they're calling that. Aren't those pretty? These were from Bargain Bead Box too. Here's some more amethyst. Again, I labeled it on the baggie. They're 4mm. Another Bargain Bead Box. And now I have a lot of my dyed quartz here. We have the lavender. Those are really pretty. They're kind of a gray lavender. And this is the same thing in here. And then we have these kind of pinky purpley quartz. Those are really pretty. I have a lot of these really pretty, I've already shown you that one, the sea glass looking beads. I absolutely love these. And I'm just going to put them all in one container, even though a lot of them are different. And then that way I can fit some of these other things in here. Found a mother of pearl. That needs to go somewhere else. And what about these glass beads? Aren't they pretty? And then I have a lot of these beads that are kind of grayish, purplish, brownish, I don't know. Depends on where you put them. Like these look really gray, but they definitely have a purple tint to them. These kind of have a brown tint to them, but they're all glass beads. So, and they're in the purple family, so I'm going to keep them with my purple stash. Now these type beads, they kind of look purple, they look pink, they look seafoam green. I never know where to put them. They're definitely glass, and right now they're in my purple stash, but I may be moving them somewhere else. They are gorgeous though. The last thing I'm going to show you in my purple stash are these beauties. Aren't they pretty? But I think I'm going to put them in with my crystals. This came from a Bargain Bead Box several months ago, and they just called it a mix. So I'm not really for sure what it is. It probably has amethyst and quartz in there. Probably mostly quartz though, but they sure do shine. So there you have it. My purple stash. It actually shrunk a little bit, didn't it? But there were some things in there that shouldn't have been in there, so now they're where they're supposed to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching me go through all my purple beads. Is purple one of your favorite colors? I think a lot of people like purple, and I'll have to say I think most people look really good in it too. Anyway, a thumbs up would really be appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you're interested in making jewelry and anything to do with jewelry. Mostly though, I hope y'all have a fantastically wonderful day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.